All right, Jalen, I'm gonna have you do the norms. I think I marked everybody else later absent. All right, Jalen, go ahead and take care of the norms real quick.
I want to work on the person, education function sacred, human behavior that's for that says that's what time. Must become simplistic with integrity between policy and common circle. Respect for other who's escort your classroom, we participate. We are to the other business teachers, we are here for some parents, we are second.
Awesome job. All right, Jalen, go ahead, take care of this one.
Please keep video on so you got public school policy for target and some classes. You must be general participator or you will be removed from the class to conduct activity. If you are more absent for duties, when you are not prepared because you will probably take into the program.
Okay. All right. So, GGI Townhouse, talk about it every period, every day. It's at 11:15 a.m. 11:45. Use this time to get caught up on at least 5 to 10 points of your day, your previous assignments scores, and that's based upon your level of engagement in the discussion. If you're in the discussion for the GGI topic and you're just yes and no here and there, you might get 5 points. But if you're actually contributing to the discussion, which students should be doing, then you get the maximum 10 points for that session. So try to attend. It's at 11:15 again to 11:45 every day, and the link is in the top of your classroom. I want to say classroom view in EDSB for your student portal, and it also can be given. The link can be given to you by any of the staff, including myself. These Raspberry Pi kits, they're going to be utilized throughout the remainder of the quarter and all the way throughout summer. There's a lot of projects we are going to get involved with. So if you have not picked up your kit yet, please do so by scheduling a time to come to the school and procure your kit. Or the other issue is I've noticed some students may have a damaged kit. So if your kit is damaged, please bring all the parts to the school so I can try to repair it and get you access to another kit. Jalen, you can go ahead with these next few slides for points. Oh, I see Mikhail has arrived. Okay. All right. You sounded far away that time. I don't know what happened, but all right. All right. So I see Miss Kennard's arrived. Mikhail has arrived. And even Alika's here. All right. Vernon. She's right here. There's her name. Marking them present. Okay. Okay. I think I got everybody now. All right. Let's move to the next one. Alika, does your microphone work?
Yes.
Can you read the screen, ma'am?
Um, Hello, all STEM system students.
We'll
STEM
start with
students,
daily.
our daily task to do be able to complete the evaluation of ASB. Hello, all aspiring STEM students. Welcome to class. Inside SB, you can access all pre-recorded videos of each class. These videos are normally ready to review by 4 p.m. daily.
Let's see here. We're in physics, right? So we can click on this. Okay, next on the list would be Michaela. Can you read the screen here?
Students will be able to utilize classroom
Edmentum. Edmentum.
Mental online coursework. Work modules to solve problems that relate workforce and displacement. Classroom center days for work solve.
Very good. All right, so we're going to jump into this real quick, but we're using a different software for the remainder of the quarter, and it's called Plato. Some students are familiar with Plato, some may not be. So either way, this is going to be a journey for you. That's the FET. I didn't want to open that up. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to stop the screen from loading. Everybody else should be logging into ESB because that's where I'm going to put the next piece of information. Trying to wait for this thing to catch up. Computer is moving.
The SB password is still the same, right? Cause it won't let
For,
me log in.
for your EDSB,
Yeah.
let me take a quick look and see. Everybody else, try to get into EDSB. I'm gonna try to help Alika out real quick. Okay. All right, Alika, I think I see what your issue is. I want you to try to use this email address because that's the one that has been. Your username is now an email address. I'm not sure who that is. I think Ortiz changed some things.
So
Uh,
it's my email address?
it is. Let me see if this is the correct email address for you. I'm gonna put this in the chat. Is this your email address?
No, that's my mama's.
All right, use that one, and then you got to contact Ortiz later on today to fix that. But use that to
Okay.
get in because I can't change it right now, and it should be the same password. If it's not, let me know and I'll reset the password. All right, everybody else, I'm gonna put in the chat today's assignment, and you have to actually follow the steps to get to the assignment. So first things first is you're gonna log in with your first name, last name all together, and the password should be Bulldogs 2021 for all of you. So let me do this. Do it in 3 sections. That's the first part. This is the next part, right? Completion, and then the last part. So this is going to be worth 45 points for the student that reads it. I got to look at my list real quick and see who has had a chance to read. There we go. That's all of it. So it's for 45 points. What's in the chat? Let me come to, let's see here. Alika, are you able to read what's in the chat? It's basically what's in EDSB once you get there. Starting at hello all the way down.
Are you want me to read it in the chat?
Yeah. You see it?
Hello, good morning to all physics with algebra students. The link for Bitmoji class is we will begin utilizing the Plato
Plato Edmentum.
Plato
Mhm.
and
Edmentum curriculum.
some curriculum online to complete today's assignment model. Work, please follow the instructions below. Your coursework is related. Visit this link. You need to be sure that you have access to a laptop or personal computer to be successful with all projects. You will be required to take your time and pay attention to the instructions of each model in order to be successful with obtaining at least 80% or higher of overall completion.
Completion.
Completion. If your score is less than 80%, you will be required to retry the lab until the appropriate score is achieved. Starting exit slip template is take care of this in.
Awesome. Okay. So everybody, don't forget you have your exit slip link. That's the one she just read. And then the most important one is going to be the Plato link, which is how you get to Plato. So here's some things you need to bear in mind when this Carson came super late. Y'all be coming late. Y'all pushing it. You're gonna come to class one time and not be able to get in. They have a policy if you're 20 minutes or more late, they're not going to let you in the room. That's what I was informed of. So try to be on time. Class starts at 10:10, not 10:27, okay, or 10:24. All right. So first off, what was I saying? The exit slip. This is in the chat already, and it's also in ESB. So make sure you download that link. And then for the courseware, Plato, that's the link up there in EDSB. Let me put it here again because some people came late. Uber late. Copy. Put this here for you. just in case you missed it. All right, so everybody, make sure you download that exit slip and take care of it. The Bitmoji Classroom is how you get information. We will be reviewing the objective and the exit slip. The objective and the words later on today in class. First, I want to get you started on today's assignment. So again, here's how it works. You come to, I'm gonna log out and take you through the process. So I'm in instructor view. I'm gonna sign out. This is the site you should be at once you click on that link in the chat. The first thing you need is the account information. That's CERL. Okay. Your username is going to be your name, first name, last name together. And then lastly, your password should be Bulldogs 2021. So put in the chat the password. You put all those values in there for you in the chat. So account information is always going to be CERL, right? And then the username is first name and then your last name all together. Next, we have what? We got your password, right? Is what? And I told you that was capital B for Bulldogs 2021. All right, so those are all the values you need to log in. Everybody log in right now so I can show you how to get to your assignment for today. Okay. Alika, you missed information to get into, or did you get it?
I got it. I had screenshotted it.
Did you able to get into Play-Doh?
Later. No, the stuff I ain't got the stuff in the chat no more.
Oh, okay, so here's the info for Play-Doh, but were you able to get into your SB account though?
Yes.
Good. All right, so now
Thank
click
you.
on, no problem. Click on this link here and do what I just informed everybody to do. So the first field or first box is account, right? That's going to be CERL, everybody. I need you to remember this because you're going to be using this for about 2 weeks. The next thing you type in is your first name and last name, all one word, like mine's is. You see, mine's is Michael Tyler. That's going to be your account information. After that, your password again is Bulldogs with a capital B 2021. Take a moment and log in so I can show you which module we're working on today.
Mine didn't work.
Okay, Michaela, what is it saying?
Incorrect credentials or no authorization.
All right, give me a second. I'm going to check on your name. Everybody else, let me know if you can get in there or not. Let's see. Make sure everything is correct with your name. That's what I'm going to look at.
I'm in.
Who's that?
IKEA.
Micaiah? Okay, good. Micaiah, you know we're starting on the work section if you want to jump ahead. Trying to get everybody else straight.
Yeah, mine's not working either.
Who is that? Alika?
Yeah.
Okay, Alika, you got an account already, so I don't know why it's not working. Let's see here.
It said something about the password.
All right. I'm going to change the password again for the both of you. So users, we're going to go to manage. And first up in the list was Michaela, right? You said yours didn't work? Kyla, you there?
Yeah,
You said yours didn't work, right?
yeah, it don't work.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We're going to check your password info. So let's check here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so Michaela, did you type this in?
Type what in?
You see this here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to change it again. Okay, so let's do this. Where's her password thingy? There we go. Okay. Okay, and did it save? Let's try it again, make sure it's saved for you. And I knew we was gonna go through this today, so just bear with me so you guys can be all straight. Hey, Mikayla, so I want you to refresh your browser and give it another try, okay?
Hey,
Next is,
Mr.
was that?
Calder, what's my password and stuff?
I just told you in the chat. Do you see it? It should be Bulldogs 2021. It's in the chat. You see that?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Um,
Next is Alika. What's going on, Makia?
I don't I don't see the sign we supposed to do.
You don't see the assignment?
No.
Okay. Did you go to your courses?
Yeah, in this physics with algebra Q4, right?
Business with algebra. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I went to the work folder, but I don't see it. Or
Okay.
is it under something else?
It's under work. You gotta scroll down till you find work, and then you're gonna go through some of the modules. That's all I was gonna talk about. Okay. I think it was Alika I was working on, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, Alika, we're gonna make sure because you probably just got an old account under an old password you might not remember, but you do have an account. All right. And Alika, you type this in here, your username.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking. All right, edit user. Let's see if we can fix your password. Okay. Okay, and do this. All right, Lika, I want the same process as I did with Mikayla. You're gonna refresh your screen and then
Okay.
try to log in again with the password that's in the chat. All right, now who else did not get in? I think it was Mikeia. Was it that you? Or you in there already?
I'm in.
Okay. And Carson, you got in? What about you, Jalen?
No, I'm still
You still what?
trying to. It's not letting me log in.
What is it saying?
Incorrect credentials.
Okay, so incorrect password. Let's check you out. All right, Tyshawn. Did you type this in, Tyshawn? For your username?
Yeah,
Okay. And account has got CERL, right?
yeah.
Okay. So let's change your password one more time. All right. It should be the same password that's in the chat. Refresh your browser and try to log in. Okay. Who am I missing? I think everybody is there, right? Jalen, what about you? Did you get into the Plato courseware with your account information?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in. All right. All right. So everybody, I think everybody's fixed. But let's move on to the assignment for today. All right. So you should have done this step. And remember, the first part is CERL. Next, I'm going to log in as me. And I think everybody's registered and signed up for the course. Now, what are we working on again today? We are working on, let's come here to the courses. It should be Physics with Algebra Q4 is the name of the course. Kind of like we do with Everify, but we're using Edmonton Plato right now. So if I come all the way down here, the name of the course is at the very bottom for me. It says Physics with Algebra. That's what shows up in your class listings. You're going to click on that. And these are the people that are in class with us, right? So there's a pacing level. It lets me know how much you finish. And what you're responsible for is this. Let's go to the curriculum real quick and show you what I'm talking about that you have to finish. Do not go through the first one. You're going to the section that's called work. Okay. So if I come here, all the way down. It's not unit 1, not unit 2, not 3. Keep scrolling. You got energy and momentum, and then you got periodic, thermodynamics. Wait, where's work? Oh, it's in conservation of energy. That's probably why she was like, "Where is it at?" Here you go. Yeah, it is. It's under energy and momentum, Mikey. That's what it is. So the section is called work. You go through the tutorial, right? And then you have a mastery test. So first go to tutorial like you did Everfi, right? You're going to notice that throughout the week, we're going to be going through work, kinetic and potential energy, relating energy to work. And I think one of them for today is momentum, for Friday is momentum or conservation energy. But we're only going to do the ones set up for that day. So I want you to work on the mastery test. But before you do it, start the tutorial. So I'm going to start the tutorial a little bit and then give you some time to work on it yourself. So once you click on the go to unit 4, work, right? And it can talk to you, right? You turn that speaker on if you don't want to read, but you're going to hit the play button and go through it. So let me change screens so you can hear some of what they're talking about. Hopefully this won't tie up some performance speed on my computer. All right, so work tutorial. Here we go. All right, and et voila. Is it presenting? It looks like it is. All right, it's taking a little bit to show you guys what's up. And if you are having trouble seeing my screen, you should be logged into Play-Doh at this point under the tutorial for work. Remember, the mastery test is what you need to finish by 8 p.m. tonight. And then we're going to move on to another section. All right, so there it is. It looks like it's ready. I had to check my kit.
Work. In this lesson, you will solve problems that relate work, force, and displacement. Introduction. It's lunchtime on Monday at Springdale High School. Here's a conversation going on in the school cafeteria. Allie says, "What a weekend. 5 hours in front of my computer finishing homework. That was a lot of work." Tammy says, "I did a lot of work too. I put in a shelf unit along the wall. I picked up all my books and stacked them on the shelf. I was exhausted, but my room has more space now." Noella cuts in. "You think you were tired? I helped my mom move her office at work. I carried 1,000,000 boxes full of papers from her old office to the new one at the other end of the building. Talk about hard work." Cole says, "Nobody had a lousier weekend than I did. I was riding my ATV and my rear wheel got stuck in a mud hole. I tried forever, but I just couldn't push it or lift it enough to get it out. My dad had to pull it out with his truck." Mason smiles and tells the group, "I guess I had the coolest weekend. I played soccer both days. No work, all fun." Who do you think worked the most over the weekend? Well, your answer would depend on how you define work. If you were using the common concept of work, which means to do something, you might conclude that everyone did work, except maybe Mason. After all, isn't playing usually considered the opposite of working? But if you go by the definition of work given in physics, you may be surprised to find out who actually worked and who didn't. This lesson will cover the concept of work as described in physics and how to calculate the work done. What is work? You might agree that work goes hand in hand with force. No work can be done without applying force. So let's review what force is. Force is a push or pull acting on an object when it interacts with another object. When the two objects stop interacting, the force they apply on one another ceases to exist too. Remember that force exists only as a result of an interaction between objects. Now recall Newton's second law of motion. It states that the net force required to move an object is directly proportional to its mass and acceleration. F equals ma. In other words, the heavier the object, the more net force required to move it, and the more net force applied to an object, the greater its acceleration. The SI unit of force is a Newton. Force is required to do work, and that brings us back to our original question: how is work defined in physics? According to physics, work occurs when a force acts on an object and makes it move in a particular direction. So, there are three components involved in work: force, displacement, and the direction of displacement. We've already covered force. Remember that displacement is the measure of the shortest path between the initial and final positions of an object. Displacement is a key element of force. Watch the animation. The scientific definition of work says that no work is done without displacement. If a force does not cause displacement, it does not qualify as having done work on an object. So by this definition, Allie didn't do any significant work at her computer. All that qualifies as work was typing because she pressed keys, which resulted in their displacement. Cole didn't do any work either since he couldn't displace the ATV stuck in the hole. Tammy's work, however, qualifies as work since she displaced books from the floor up to a shelf. Mason also worked when he played soccer since every kick displaced the ball. Do we hear Allie and Cole shouting unfair? Formula to calculate work. The third component in work is the direction of displacement. Work is said to be done only if the force or one of its components acts in the direction of displacement. For example, if you are pulling a heavy box with a rope, you are applying the force through the rope. The direction of the rope, or the angle the rope is making with the ground, is represented by the symbol theta. You know the magnitude of the force you are applying, F, the degree of the angle of force from the ground, theta, and the magnitude of displacement, d, of the box. So you can find the work done on the box by using the formula W equals FD cosine theta. Note that when force is at an angle, only the force component in the direction of displacement, the parallel component, causes the displacement. The perpendicular component of force does not contribute to the displacement. So, to find the effective parallel component of the force, Fx, you would need to use cosine theta, since it is a ratio of the hypotenuse with the adjacent side. The SI unit of force is Newton, and that displacement is meter. So the unit of work is Newton meter, which is called the joule, J. A force of 1 Newton that displaces an object by 1 meter does 1 joule of work. The directions of force and the displacement can be parallel, perpendicular, or at some other angle to each other. Parallel means that the angle between the directions of force and displacement is either 0 degrees or 180 degrees. An angle of 0 degrees means that the force and displacement are in the same direction, figure A. When a person pushes a box from behind, the force and displacement are in the same direction. Maximum work is done in this case. An angle of 180 degrees means that the force and displacement are in the opposite direction, figure B. For example, when you lift something off the ground, the force of gravity pulls the object down, but the object is displaced in the opposite direction. When the force and displacement are in the same direction, we can use the formula W equals FD. Let's see how. Opposite cases of parallel force and displacement. Positive work 0 degrees. Cosine 0 degrees equals 1. W equals FD 1. The value of cosine 0 degrees is 1, so W equals FD 1 is the same as W equals FD. Negative work, 180 degrees. Cosine 180 degrees equals negative 1. WFD, negative 1. The value of cosine 0 degrees is negative 1, so W equals FD, negative 1, is the same as W equals negative FD, or negative W equals FD.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right here because at this point, the most important part is understanding the calculations for that mastery test, okay? So I do want you to go through the rest of the slides. You got 31 slides altogether, but while you're going through it, you might want to also pay attention to the fact that, let me come here. I'm in the curriculum, or I'm in the section. I'm in the section curriculum. There we go. So let me share this screen with you. So take a look at this for a moment. That is in your tutorial for work, right? And that's what you're going to use to be successful. You need at least 80% on these modules to get the credit. We also have the exit slip portion as due by 8 p.m. So instead of doing the exit slip right now, just try not to forget about it later on tonight, because I want you to use most of your energy on trying to get through the mastery test. Now here's the mastery test. And also, you all don't have to worry about turning anything in, because I'll see the scores. Now, if you do poorly, you can just let me know or reach out to me at SB. Tyler, just reset my score so I could try it again. But this is the part you got to do well on. Looking at this, so how many questions you got? You click on this number here, and it's about 10 questions that I have, but you might only have 5. So you got to go through and answer all the questions with accuracy to get a high percentage. So certain questions like number 1, and these are going to be randomized, so you got to find the right question. So let's go through some of the questions, and then you're going to get like points, but it's just so you'll know as you go through the test, through the tutorial, what to look for in the mastery test. So let's see here. Jalen, can you read the screen here? Read all the answers, the question, and choose which one you think is best. You there, Jalen?
Oh, what?
You couldn't hear me? Was you listening to music? I see you was bouncing and stuff. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you read it? You weren't paying attention to me at all, eh? Read the screen, sir. It's worth 20 points. You got to read all the answers and then choose one. Caught you off guard.
It said unit activity done.
You said what? You see this?
Oh, nah, see, it was on that other screen.
Oh,
Numbers.
all right.
Select the correct answer in which situation is work being done. A. No force is applied to. B. The force does not result in displacement. The force displayed about perpendicular to each other. D. The force is are in the same direction.
Okay. And which answer you didn't get is?
I think it's C.
Okay, I'm helping y'all out. If you ever see this question again, is he right? No, it's D. Okay, so now you know. Keep that in your mind. That's one of your questions you might see on that mastery test. Let's go to another question. Let's see here. Can I get Alika? Can you read the screen for me? Is she there?
In
Okay.
which solution is the maximum possible work done?
Yeah, read all the answers and choose.
Oh, how am I supposed to do that? A, when the angle between the force and displacement is 0. B,
Degrees.
angle between the force and displacement is 180. C,
Degrees.
huh?
That little circle after the number means degrees.
Oh, I've been saying degree.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
When the angle between the force and displacement is 45 degrees, and when the angle is between the force and displacement is 90 degrees. D.
Which you said what? Which answer is it, you think?
Oh, it's just a question. Ain't no picture or nothing.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know. B.
Okay, so you're saying B, right? Let's see if she was right. The answer was actually A. So you need to pay attention to that tutorial, you guys, because they kind of explained that already. You guys take your time and read through the tutorial. It's even reading it. The tutorial is read out loud to you, so that you got 15 points. You get 20 points. You get it actually right though. So Jalen, you got 15. Ali got 15. Come over to Tyshawn. Are you with us or no?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to read the next question for me and all the answers and choose.
What is the value of work done on an object when a 70 Newton force moves it 9.0 meters in the same direction as the force? A 7.8 joules, B 6.3 times 10 to the second power joules, negative 7.8 joules, 8 joules. Means 0 joules. Um, B.
You think it's B? All right, let's see if he's right. Wow, did you guess at that? Remember, in the calculation, they told you work is equal to force times the distance. Force is measured in newtons, and you simply multiply it by the meters, which is that 9.0, and there you have it. So that's why you gotta go to tutorial, because they show you how to calculate that. But that was a lucky guess. You got 20 points, sir. Did you know how to do that already?
No, I did not.
You just guessed, okay. But in the future, learn how to calculate these things. They tell you how in that tutorial. That's why you gotta go to the tutorial first and then do the test. All right. So try to remember how we did those questions. Like we did 3 questions together. We got Michaela and Mikea next. And I'll give you a little time to work on it on your own after we review the objective. So next question is going to be this one. All right, Miss Kennard, can you read the question, all the answers, and then choose what you think is correct?
If upward force is applied to a 6.0 kilogram box, this force displaces the box upward by 10 meters. What is the work done by the force on the box? A 6.0 times 10 to the first power to what? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Negative 6.0 times 10 to the first power to C 15. You want me to answer this?
Yeah, like choose one. We'll see if you're right.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Yeah, my key, you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the answer is?
A?
You said A? Okay. So let's see if she's right.
You heard me?
Yeah, I heard you. You said A, right? And the answer is actually
Yeah.
C.
Yeah,
So
I was asking.
so there's a way to calculate this. Remember, you need an upward force, right? So you got to figure out what force is. And if you don't remember, they said in that tutorial that force to figure this out is F equals ma, right? So that's mass times the acceleration. And the acceleration you're using here is gravity. That's 9.81. They talk about this in the tutorial. 9.81 meters per second squared. That's gravity measured on Earth. So if you take that, multiply those two together, and then you take your, what is it, work is equal to force times distance, meters, and multiply that, you'll get this answer here. So there's 3 values: gravity, the mass, and then the meters, all multiplied together. Now I'll give you joules. All right, last person up is Michaela. I want you to try to answer the question and read the question and tell me what you think the answer is after you read all the answers.
In this situation, is no work being done. A person carrying a box from one place to another, a person picking up a box from the ground, a person pushing the box from one place to another, person putting the box from one place to another. I don't know. B.
You said B. Let's see if she's right. And the answer is A. In which situation is no work being done? And they say a person carrying a box from one place to another is not technically work. A person, every other option is a status of work where a person's picked up the box from the ground, right? A person pushing the box from one place to another, that's displacement. And then a person pulling the box from one place to another. But carrying a box from one end to the other, that's not really work, okay? So I think we went through a few questions. What time is it? 10:54. I'm gonna give you time to work on it, about 10 minutes. But let's review objective first. Again, you need to review the tutorial and try to answer the questions. You'll get better as you go through the whole tutorial. So let's see here. Oh, my mouse. Why don't it come over? I don't like when it does that. It just disappears on me. All right, there you go. And then let's see if we can get you going. And I gotta stop sharing. That's probably what's holding everything up. All right, and then do this, and then do this. Look at that, it's moving faster. I had to stop the multi shares because they have several tabs shared, I guess, waiting to be shown. All right, and voila. Okay. Wait, no. Transition. All right. So let's see. Let's come to Alika to try to get some points to the roster for her. As soon as the screen changes, I want you to read the objective, the terms, and then we'll give y'all some time to work on getting this mastery test. If you skip through and just click answers, you're not going to get it right. You got to think about what they're putting in the tutorial, everybody, okay? So, Alika, are you ready? Can you read the screen?
So this is everything in the last photo. And on my course there, work model to solve problems to relay workforce and displacement. Class first time of the day is for word of the day is cumbersome.
There you go. All right. So don't forget your exit slip. That's where these terms are going to go in the objective. You're going to turn that in. That's the only thing you turn in. Otherwise, you're going to be using the Plato software online to finish it. You don't turn nothing in with that. You can just alert me on ESB. Hey, I'm done with it. Or, hey, I need you to reset my score because I don't have a high enough score. If you get less than, like I said, 70%, I'm shooting for 80% so I can get some higher scores. But if you get less than that, you can always retake the test. You can't just have a 50 and be like, I'm done with it. No, you didn't get some answers right. So take about 10 minutes to work on this. If you want, you can start working on the edges slip and just work on this until 8 p.m. tonight. We will be going over some of it on our asynchronous days if you need help. But try to get this knocked out today before you leave. It's really not hard if you go through all the slides and match up the information with the questions in the mastery test. All right, let me do this. I think I give y'all guys the exit slip information in Bitmoji class, all that. So do your best. We're gonna see how far you've gotten. I'm gonna log in to ESV, not ESV, but Admentum, Plato Admentum software and see how much time you spent on it. Yes, it does mark off like Everify how much time you actually spent on it. So Jalen, I hope you got started. Everybody got started because it timestamps you like anything else. So don't use this time to look off into the wilderness and not focus on the work. All right, get something done because it's in class points you're getting. Okay, so it's 11:07. We gotta get ready for GGI Townhouse. So I'm gonna check in Esby to see how far you've gotten. Not Esby, I'm sorry, but Plato. But more importantly, you want to make sure that you get the exit slip done. So real quickly, Jalen, can you read the exit slip? I'm sorry, the objective on the screen for us one last time today?
Students use like Plato an online crossword with emergency solve problems every week. Work first on this question until this first the disability.
Thank you. Now, again, everybody should have the exit slip link. Fill that out and turn that into Esby. That is the only thing you turn into Esby. Now, as far as your Plato software, try to get an 80% on it. You can retake it. Just let me know if you didn't do too well. But at this time, I'm going to put the townhouse information in the chat just in case you guys don't have it. And you should be getting ready to head over to GGI Townhouse. So let me grab this. And I'm going to come to Kia. Can you read what's in the chat there? Talking about Townhouse for us. And then we're going to get out of here.
Townhouse and GGI mandatory for all students. Life skills class also got tons of awesome opportunities that students can take advantage of. Log in today and gain some extra credit for participating. See you there at 11:15, 11:45. The Google Meet code. Let's code it later on today. That's the code link in there is in.
Okay. And Zen. All right. So look, everybody, finish all parts. I'll see you in class tomorrow. We're going to work on a new section in Plato. But right now it's 11:09. The class is pretty much over with. You're free to go. Head over to GGI so you can get those points. Hope to see you there.